There's a video online now, very viral, showing Will Smith slapping Chris Rock for Chris Rock making a joke over Will Smith's wife. And I think on this video, from this footage, there's a lot we can learn as leaders and as managers. Let's talk about it right now. During the last Oscar in the US, Will Smith went on stage and slapped Chris Rock because Chris Rock made a joke over Will Smith's wife. She was having a haircut, a very low haircut, and Chris Rock was making fun of it by relating that hairdo to a previous movie made by Demi Moore. Will Smith didn't appreciate that joke and went on stage and slapped Chris Rock live on TV. I'm not going to show this footage here because I don't want to vehiculate any kind of violence at all. But I think from this footage, there's a lot we can learn as leaders and as managers. But before then, if you're new here, welcome to Management Secrets. On this channel, I'm talking about my 10 years experience as a leader, as a manager. I'm talking about real life examples of leaders and managers. We're not talking about theories here. We're talking about what's going on the ground. I will share with you all my success, all my failures, so that I can help you be a better manager. So if you want to improve your leadership, if you want to be a better version as a leader, as a manager, you want to subscribe to this channel now, and do not forget to activate the notification button so you'll be notified of all the videos I leave here on a weekly basis for you. Some people are saying that Will Smith did the right thing because he was defending his family. He had all the rights in the world to go on and slap Chris Rock. What would you have done? Let me know in the comments. Now let's take this footage in a leadership and management context. As Will Smith said, when you are in a certain position, when you're in a certain role, you have to be ready to take abuse. You need to be able to put on a brave face when you're facing adversity. Now, what made him act this way to the point of losing his cool? I think there's few lessons we can learn here as managers. Of course, when you're a manager, when you're a leader, you need to defend your team. And I completely agree with it. As a manager, if you touch one member of my team, you've touched me as well. I'm here to defend my team. And I think this is what Will Smith did right there. He was defending his wife. The joke was a bit inappropriate. And I think Chris Rock at some point realized that this was not a joke to make. But he understood it maybe later after the slap. So the first lesson we can learn from this is that as a leader, you need to stand by your team. You need to defend them regardless of the situation. You need to show that you are there for them. And this is what leaders do. Now, going on stage and slapping Chris Rock, was it the proper way? To my humble opinion, I don't think that was correct. As a leader, you are expected, like Will Smith said, you are expected to have a certain image. You are expected to preserve your image, and there's a certain behavior that people are expecting from you. Because you are not a leader for any reason. As a leader, you cannot be acting as anyone else. You need to be in a position when you think twice before taking action. You need to understand what your actions are going to have as a result. And also as a leader, there's many parameters you need to consider. Is what you're going to do going to vehiculate the right message, or is there another way, maybe more powerful, that you can use in order to make your message understood? I think the second lesson we can learn from this, apart from you being a leader and defending your team, which is what Will Smith did by saying to Chris Rock that he didn't appreciate that joke, to me the right way was to deal with that situation on a one-to-one, or later on, I would say Will Smith had the occasion just to talk about how he felt. Later on, he received his Oscar, and I think that was, to me, the right time he could have made his message understood. I think doing that way would have had more impact, and Will Smith would have gained more respect. Because let's not forget, when you're a leader, you're a manager, you want to be respected. People are expecting ordinary people to be upset or to be violent when they're cross. When you're a leader, you have to think twice. There's a certain way you can't behave because there's an image you want to preserve, but at the same time, you want to be respected. So to me, what Will Smith should have done would have been, at the time when you went to get his trophy, to go on stage and make a message straight to Chris Rock and make him understand the situation, what was going on, and that joke was completely disrespectful. The third lesson I think we can learn from this is, as leaders, we need to think first before we act. Because the whole situation is as follows. Some people are completely On Will Smith's side, some others are like more, Chris Rock is a comedian. We know he's making jokes, and that's okay. But because apparently, based on the news that we have, is that Jada Smith is going through a disease, and that's the disease that's making her lose her hair. But do we know if Chris Rock was aware of it? Maybe for him it was a haircut as a style, because we've seen before Jada Smith cutting her hair. It's not the first time. So perhaps he thought it was just a hairstyle and didn't know that Jada Smith was going through a disease at the moment, so a hard time. I think that if Chris Rock knew about it, he wouldn't make that joke about it, because at the end of the day, we don't think Chris Rock is the kind of person that would make joke on someone's health issues. So this is what Will Smith understood as well, and say maybe the guy doesn't know what's going on, and we take him backstage, or I will make my point across when I get to stage, or at any other occasion, what I would tell him that what he did was not correct, and tell him the background before what's happening, why his wife was losing her hair, and make Chris Rock understand that his joke was completely inappropriate, and ask him to apologize for the joke he made. This whole scenario, to me, is teaching us a lot when it comes to leadership and management. As managers, we need to be expecting sometimes to take abuse from our team. And I'm sure you did as well. If you're a manager, you're a leader, I'm sure you went through a certain situation where your staff abused you. By the way, I made a video where I came to a point where a member of my staff, out of anger, just threw a chair at me. But I did not react the way she was expecting me to react. I kept calm, and that made me gain more respect. If you want to know about that story, I'll leave a link here, right up here for you, so you can watch that video after you watch this one. But as leaders, there's a certain way you behave if you want to maintain respect, if you want to keep your credibility. And this is what I think is teaching us through that story. As leaders, you need to keep calm in any situation, and you always need to think twice before you act. By acting violently, I think you are losing all the credibility that you have as a manager, as a leader. I don't think being violent is the way to show that you're not happy. I think by talking, by making your point understood, you have more chance to have more impact. Because as a leader, it's all about impacting people's life, showing the example, leading by example. Would you like your team member, when arguing, to come to being violent in your office, for instance? So was Will Smith totally right to come up on stage and make his point understood? I think he was right to come and defend his wife, but the manner, to me, wasn't the right way to do. He made Chris Rock certainly understand that he completely crossed the line, that's for sure, but I think there was a better way that he could have made his point understood and make Chris Rock understand that the joke was completely inappropriate. As a leader and as an example to other people, I think Will Smith right there did not do the right thing. By the end of the day, I also understand what he's going through now. It must be a tough time for him as well. So we are in no point to judge him whatsoever. It's been a tough time for him. It must be a tough time now for him and his family. So maybe right there, the emotion just took over and he couldn't control himself. But now thinking back about it, I think he would have thought maybe I shouldn't have been violent and I could have done it a different way. You want to control your EI, your emotional intelligence. You need to be emotionally stable. And I know it's difficult as managers. We have time when staff are abusing us, they're telling us few things, and we can't react because as managers, we are representing the company. And everything you do might jeopardize the company's image. So we got to be strong, we got to be calm, but still, you can still be respected. And I think going forward, Chris Rock is going to learn his lesson as well. Other comedians abusing actors, abusing people here and there, abusing celebrities, will also understand that from now going forward, there's a line not to be crossed. These are events like this that make us go back and think about what we want for our society. So what do you think? Do you agree with me, or do you think that Will Smith was right? Let us know in the comments. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up so I know you like content like this, and I will make more videos like this for you. If you haven't subscribed yet, you want to subscribe now, because I'm releasing videos on a weekly basis for your management and leadership. I'm talking about things like this, things like are going on in real life, and also sharing with you my experience as a manager so that you can be a better manager, a better leader, learn from my mistakes so you can avoid them, and take advantage of my success so you can also have success in your leadership. Until the next video, I suggest you to watch this video right here because I think that will help you in your management. I'll see you next time.